I had maybe been a couple of psychics in my life, but it was like it was already paid for, and I decided to go. Okay, I decided to go. I said, Cara, do you want to come with me? Sure. So it's this amazing woman named Dolores Catalucci. Italian broad, a woman who finds missing children and works for the police station. She's an amazing psychic, and she says she's in Van Nuys, like on Calvert Street. You stay in your car until I call you. When I call you, get out of the car. Well, obviously, because I saw Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston walking out of this house, like major people, So you walk in, the first thing she does is she goes, give me your keys, give me jewelry, give me your phone, give me something. She disappears. Less than 30 seconds later, she comes back. She goes, put your tape recorder on, get your pen, start writing. And she starts spewing out a whole bunch of information. And she says, you've had a rough go at this. You're going to be okay. Your health is going to figure itself out. You're going to be okay. Not without struggle. And she started talking to me about my dad and that my dad was going to develop dementia. And he did. And Alzheimer's. She told me that my sister is going to be in full remission from breast cancer. That happened. And then she told me, you're going to be doing a TV show. And I'm going, fantastic. And I'm thinking, okay, it's this MTV show that I pitched.
Right.
She goes, no, that's not that one. And she goes, look, she goes, it's a talent show. I go, well, like Star Search? She goes, I don't know, but it's going to be the biggest thing of your career. You think music's big?
Really? She said all this?
Not only did she say all of this, she went as far as telling me that I'm going to be sitting next to an a-hole from across the pond and an African-American guy that you somehow know. I'm like, I'm not even paying attention because I'm not doing a talent show.
That's crazy.
Not doing a talent show. And she goes, honey, you willed it to happen. I read from 3 years from now to 3 years, and you willed it to happen.
How long after you saw her did you get this call?
Almost 3 years later. So, remember, she asked me, do you want her to be in your reading? I said, I don't care. Yeah, fine. So Cara was in the reading with me. I forget about all of this. I'm paying attention to my sister's health and my dad's health. To watch your dad because he's going to start losing his motor skills and he's going to fall and break his ankle or something. And he did. It was sad. Things were happening. I never paid attention to what she said. I had a tape recording of it. I had notes from it. And 2.5 years later, weirdest thing, I get a phone call from my attorney and business manager saying, and my publisher. Because what I didn't tell you is when I missed my flight and I had to stay over another hotel, Cara worked on this song for my post-divorce, the vintage, retro disco song that I was doing.
About Emilio Estevez?
No.
The
second one that I don't even have to talk about because it was an old.
It was another one.
It was an old. But we finished a song, and that was how and then 2.5, 3 weeks later, she was living with me, and she was in that reading with me, and I introduced her to different writing camps of people that I know. She was a funny roommate, and the reason I'm telling you all this, because my stories are crazy as they are. 2.5 years later, I get a call. I'm in a hospital bed, and my publisher first says this. Not my attorney. My publisher says, "Are you sitting down?" Little did he know I was 2 days out of now my 11th or 12th surgery, 13th surgery. It was like towards the tail end of them. I go, yeah. He goes, that song that you worked on with Cara, I pitched it to an artist that was huge before you ever came out, Paula, but Australian girl. I go, Locomotion, Kylie Minogue. He goes, yes. She's on a very small label called London Beat Records and loves the song. And she removed scratch lead vocals. She put her lead vocal on. And he goes, Paula, it looks like it's going to enter the charts #1 in the UK. blessing. Kara's first #1 record
It was with you?
for another artist that was given to Kylie Minogue. It went #1 in every territory, except it wasn't released in one territory, the United States, a song called Spinning Around. Now, that's the first #1 for her, for Kara, and it's a renaissance for Kylie Minogue because now her world explodes. To have coming from, when I hear underdog story, I'm like, give it. I'm all about the underdog. Mm-hmm. Now, because of that, several months later, I get a call from my attorney and business manager going, Paula, you need to sign off on licensing and mechanicals for the song that you did with Kara and this guy, Ira. And it's for a show in the UK, some kind of talent show. Nothing's going off in my brain. No Dolores Catalucci. And there was another psychic named Miss Faye out here who I saw that predicted the same exact thing, all within a relatively 1 year time. Same thing, same people.
All right, keep going with this.
So now I'm going, I go, can I get the number of the producer you're talking to? And my attorney, my publisher, everyone who's worked with me, my agents, they know I'm tenacious. I'm looking for a way to help these artists. I hear it's a talent show, and guess what? Every kid in this new UK show called Pop Idol is coming in and auditioning, singing a cappella, Spinning Around. The song that went #1 from Kara, myself, and this guy, Ira. Now, I call this woman. I keep getting hung up on because they don't believe it's me. It's not, Bullocks, it's not you, Paula. That kind of stuff. And it's like, oh my God. And I keep calling. And finally, I just started humming straight up. And I could hear the phone ring. Oh, Bullocks, it's her. And this woman, Claire Howell, got on the phone, who's the producer, and she went and on. I said, I would love to somehow get involved and help I'm a choreographer, and I work with artists. I work with Michael Jackson for 6 years. George Michael, I give signature. Let me work with, I'm thinking anything and everything I can to get away from, I'm in a hospital right now on my 12th surgery, 13th surgery. And she goes, oh my God, that would be fantastic. She goes, listen, we're
I thought she was English.
Well, what accent am I doing now? Oh, did I go into?
No, go ahead.
Well, I'm back to the American because I like to save the British for Simon. She went on to say that, we just begun. It's the biggest show in the UK. The Queen clears her diary to vote. I went, what? Oh, yes, the country votes. I went, huh? She goes, and it's brutal. Everyone talks behind your back in America. But here, there are these two wretched guys. One is a big producer named Pete Waterman. I go, I know Pete, the Bananarama, Ace of Base. And this other guy who's an A&R executive named Simon Cowell. They're horrible. They make young men fall to their knees crying in embarrassment because they tell you that you suck. I went, oh my God. And there's a really sweet girl in the middle who's a radio DJ. And it's hosted by these two comedians.